better place. We are smart at what we do to make our world a better place. By the help of God, to make our world a better place. By the help of God, to make our world a better place. Smart do.
Hello students, welcome to our lesson today. We are continuing with the St. Luke's Gospel, the infancy and the early life of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We have looked at the angel Gabriel announces the birth of Jesus, Mary visiting the cousin Elizabeth, Mary singing a Magnificat song, and the contents in the Magnificat. And now I want us to see the birth of Jesus, the dedication of Jesus, and the boy Jesus at the temple. The birth of Jesus is found in Luke chapter 2, verse 1 to 20. We'll just be looking at the major points in the Bible. The birth of Jesus Christ took place in Bethlehem. It took place in Bethlehem. We are being told that a census had been ordered in Bethlehem, and now Mary and Joseph traveled all the way from Nazareth to Bethlehem so that they will be counted. Remember, these people are Joseph was the descendant of David. And now he was going to Bethlehem, his own country, so that he can do what? He can be counted. And while there, a time for Mary to give birth to Jesus came. And she gave birth to the boy Jesus. Jesus was wrapped in swaddling clothes and laid in a manger. He was laid in a manger. Why? Because there was no room. The rooms were full. Now, let us confirm this. Let us go to this in the Bible, the book of Luke, chapter 2, verses 1. Luke chapter 2, verses 1. Joseph went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to the town of Bethlehem in Judea, the birthplace of King David. Joseph went there because he was a descendant of David. He went to register with Mary, who was promised in marrying him. She was pregnant, and while they were there in Bethlehem, the time came for her to have the baby. So she gave birth to her first son, wrapped in strips of cloths, and laid him in a manger. There was no room for him to stay in. Now, these people are traveled all the way from Nazareth to Bethlehem so that they be counted to determine the payment of tax. Here is when Mary, the time to give birth comes, and she gives birth to the baby Jesus Christ. Now, let us look at the dedication of Jesus. The dedication of Jesus, we can find it in Luke chapter 2, 22 to 38. And now in the dedication of Jesus, remember, Mary and Joseph were Jewish. And now they still observe the Jewish customs of the dedication of the firstborns. And now they observe the law of Moses. They took the boy Jesus to be dedicated on the 8th day after he was named and circumcised. Mary took with her 2 turtle doves as a sacrifice for the dedication of the child. And while in the temple for dedication, let us note down something. Mary and Joseph, they observed the Jewish custom of dedication. They took Jesus in the temple. After circumcision and naming, Mary took 2 turtle doves as an offering in the dedication of the child. Now, there was a servant of God, Simeon, in the temple. Simeon took the baby Jesus in his hands and said that the baby Jesus was going to stand in for the rising and the falling of many. Took Jesus. And he also said that the baby Jesus, that a sword was going to pierce Mary's heart on account of the events that will take place in the life of Jesus. That means that that bitterness that Mary will feel as a mother when Jesus, his son, is going through all the humiliation, the death, and all those. Now, there is another prophetess who was Hannah. Hannah in the temple, she was a prophetess. She also prophesied about the child Jesus. Now this is all about the dedication of Jesus Christ in the temple. Let us look at the boy Jesus in the temple at the age of 12 years old. Let's look at the boy Jesus in the temple. Boy Jesus in the temple. Boy Jesus at the temple. This one, we are reading it to in the book of Luke, chapter 2, verse 45 to 52. And now, Mary and Joseph, they still observe their custom. And every year, as usual, they'll go to Bethlehem, they'll go to Jerusalem. They'll go to Jerusalem for a Passover. And now when the boy Jesus was the age of 12, Jesus was at the age of 12 years. He accompanied his parents to Jerusalem. He accompanied the parents to Jerusalem for the Passover. And now, when the Passover was over and the parents were going back home, the crowd was going back home, everybody was returning to their place. The parents went home as the other people were doing. And now, reaching on their way, they realized that they did not have the baby Jesus. And now remember, the baby Jesus is at the age, the boy Jesus is at the age of 12. Now they start looking at Jesus. Now they turned and went back to the temple. On reaching to the temple, they realized that the boy Jesus was there. Remember, it was after 3 days that they reached the temple and they found Jesus. The boy Jesus was there asking the teachers of law questions. And people were amazed about the great wisdom that was with Jesus Christ. And now they took Jesus back home. The parents decided to question him why he had caused them all the trouble of looking for him. And Jesus told them boldly that did you not know that I was supposed to be in my Father's house? So the parents were amazed about the relationship of Jesus with a strange father already at the age of 12. So it portrayed something about Jesus being the Messiah. And now it was a prophecy of Joel that the one whom you seek will finally be found in the temple. Now that is the story about the birth of Jesus, the dedication, and the boy Jesus at the temple. Continue reading the Bible, the St. Luke's Gospel. Bye.